only few were also involved partial. Some of them were not captured as today's we are experiencing in Tofi. So there is a better because and some of them contributed in helping the older people in farms. So the Boys Brigade has improved. At the state level, I can also see that there is a lot of improvement.
Okay.
So they are not detached from the community. They are there and helping the community in one way or the other. So I can say there is a lot of improvement.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you.
On the area of leadership skills,
Oh, yes.
it's like you skipped that very aspect, and I
Okay.
want you to tell our viewers out there how the Boys Brigade have helped the boy in the Boys Brigade on leadership skills.
Yes. If you recall and you go through the history of the Boys Brigade of Benue State,
Yes.
many of our boys are given um, leadership opportunities due to their exercise and performance in various other organizations like the Army, the Navy, the other paramilitary organization. They are willing, they are able to contribute meaningfully, particularly those in the band sections and the drum majors. They usually demonstrate good qualities when they are given leadership outside the Boys Brigade.
Okay.
So I have seen there is a lot of improvement in that area as well.
Okay.
Mm,
So we thank you so very much, Reverend.
thank you.
We believe that the last 5 years has been impactful to the boy in the Boys Brigade from your response.
Yes,
Thank you so much, sir.
thank you.
We'll change the pattern. However, we are picked from the first two and then we'll go to the last two at the end before we come back into the section again. Mr. Ajayi, you are welcome. I will throw this very question to you, please. Can you tell our youth or convince us that uh, what are the challenges that the Boys Brigade Benue State has faced over these 5 years and how have they been addressed? Those challenges faced by the State Council.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Um, as an organization that is not actively founded by government or any institution,
Okay.
Boys Brigade and their members have been managing over the years to carry out their objectives.
Okay.
It has not been easy in the area of funds, but most of our activities and we have the need for funds to carry them actively. Even, for example, as we have our first campaign, we need money to cater for the organization of the camp by way of feeding, by way of other activities. Yes. And a lot of money is involved. Basically, most of the programs we do in Benefit of Boys Brigade are being sponsored by the members themselves through contribution, through registration fees, some of this. Over the time, um, the some of the boys do have challenges or even raising the small amount of money, as not all of them are employed. Some of them are at school age. The parents sometimes complain of not having much. So it's a challenge if Boys Brigade is being supported by funds from government or from where spirited 5 years, Boys Brigade has tried as much as possible to tackle this issue of funds, though challenges still there. In the another area of another challenge Boys Brigade had is the issue of secretariat. Before then, just as we know, Boys Brigade has been in the state for 84 years.
84 years, yes, today.
And we, over the time, we didn't have a fixed secretariat where we can conveniently and comfortably do our own official education.
Okay.
But thank God, within these 5 years of assessment, secretariat has been built and is almost at completion.
And we thank God for that.
So that challenge, I feel, is doing well. And there are other issues. Most of our youth are unemployed. We have a lot of graduates over out there who are unemployed. In my council alone, Benue Local Council, when I was compiling names of unemployed members of Boys Brigade, we had a list that was close to 150 graduates that are unemployed in various sectors of our economy. And they are eager to add value to the society, though the opportunity is not there. This is a big challenge because if our members are actively employed, the Boys Brigade will also enjoy some certain benefits. When we are faced with challenges like funds, our members can willingly, because they can willingly contribute, and it will help us to move ahead smoothly.
Okay. Thank you so very much, sir. I will need you to convince the other guests in the house because I expected you to go very wide and not just talking about financial constraint or challenges of the Boys Brigade. There are so many things that the Boys Brigade Benue State is facing today. There are so many challenges.
I can continue.
Yes, yes. Let me give you a tip. What about leadership? Can you tell us about this? Do we have challenges in the last 5 years? Let our viewers out there know that yes, BP has challenge or it doesn't have a challenge in the last 5 years.
We are talking about leadership in the state. There have been steady leadership managing the hands of Boys Brigade at the state level. Before then, we had a woman who was the captain of the Benue State Councilship as the state president, who not long ago handed over to Mr. Moses Ogo.
Sure. Yes.
And what we have witnessed, there is steady quality leadership at that level. And I feel that one is not seriously a challenge, though there might be some little constraints here and there. But the leadership they have exhibited shows that there is no much problem there. They are going on with the activities of the Boys Brigade. Even the issue I mentioned about the secretariat, they are doing very well in that area. Though, as the organization is wide and the state is also wide, having over 14 councils, that is not easy to. They will have a challenge. They need to do more, either to monitor what is happening in those councils and see that everybody is going to track. We also have the issue of ownership as a challenge. In most our companies and our councils, and even the state functions as we have here, Boys Brigade had a lot of membership. Boys, our officers, are not so willing to participate in most of our activities. Even at the company level, when you go to a normal parade day in the company, you see that many of the members will not be there. This is a big challenge because as you try as much as possible to incorporate or impart new ideas to those that are present there, very many of them are not there. And so you will be doing much, but not that much. Because those that are not there, if there's a new teaching you brought up, and many are not there, we will catch in the vision why others will be lagging behind. So this one is a challenge. Even at the state level, the state active participation in most of these things of annual general conferences and other activities. Not much is not so many members participate. Like I give an example, we had the state secretary organizer have been organizing a lot of programs at the state level.
Okay.
There was another one, leadership for the council secretaries, chairman,
Yes.
and then captains and their secretaries. When I attended
The program,
the program,
yes.
only very few people were there. When I was looking around, how many councils we have, how many companies we have companies over 300. So even if you are, all the captains attended, we're having a number of 300 plus.
Yes.
And then their secretaries, and then secretaries of councils, over 40 councils, and then their chairman. But very few people were there, not up to 50. So this is a big challenge that needs to be addressed. Members have to honor our programs, and the SSO went ahead to produce documents. Each of the program will produce manuals and some of these things in their number. And when not much is seen or few attended, most of the manuals will lie waste, and that is
the waste of resources.
Waste of resources.
Yes, waste of resources.
Direction.
It's okay, sir.
I think PR Rosenberg, this should be an interactive.
Yes, sure.
Chipping in on the issue of challenges. I expect us to be very practical. That's actually the essence for this meeting, this program. So on the challenges, we look at in the last 5 years, from 2020 to 2025, that was when the current SSO came into office.
Yes.
The problem of overall welfare,
Okay.
of especially the boys when they came for state activities, particularly, seemed to be a perennial issue.
Yes.
Issue of welfare. But I want to state that that has been greatly improved upon. If the chairman actually agree with me, in the past 5 years, they have tried so much to put in measures. At some point, they said councils should bring in raw food, to the camp, so that they'll be contributing raw food, so that they will be cooking and be given to boys. I just want to say that overall, the improvement in terms of welfare has been quite much, even though I still feel there is so much room for improvement. Like even in the present camp today, there are some boys who are still very much complaining of the inadequacy of food. The feeding is not quite much. So in as much as this present administration has tried so much in improving the overall welfare of the boys in camp, I still think that there is still room for improvement.
Thank you so very much.
Mm.
Doctor,
Also,
Okay.
some of these analysis. I agree with Harry on the issue of welfare. I also want to expatiate to say that within the 5 years, the Boys Brigade is looking at the welfare beyond just coming to camp and our trainings. Recently, there is a scholarship fund for members of the Boys Brigade that has been instituted by the veterans of the Boys Brigade.
Yes.
That is ongoing. This is to improve the welfare of the boys beyond just participating in the Boys Brigade activities. And also within these 5 years, the Boys Brigade has also established what is called the Boys Brigade Trust Fund.
Yes.
The Trust Fund is aimed at also improving the welfare of of Boys Brigade members who are indigent, who are old and cannot cater for themselves, and those who have challenges that the Boys Brigade can also step in to assist. These are all welfare issues that have been improved upon within the last 5 years. Beyond these years, we were still where we are. There is significant improvement, and I hope that there's much going to be done also in that area. And also in the area of leadership, I also want to add that there is increased desire for leadership without corresponding capacity to lead the boys. That is noted among officers, and it is also prominent during council elections, where you have people who don't participate in Boys Brigade activities but come to take leadership position. And this has led to a series of crises in the Boys Brigade. Yeah. As we speak today, tribal sentiments, community patronage have set into issues of leadership in the Boys Brigade. As we all know, the newly created council is not participating in the AGC. There was no battalion AGC, and these are brought towards perennial communal issues, tribal sentiments, as it is in the secular politics. This has come to stay. Also within the Boys Brigade, we hope that that's a serious challenge, and we're hoping that as the Boys Brigade progresses, these issues will be nipped in the bud to ensure that the Boys Brigade stand on its objective and deliver also on these objectives. And also, in addition, within the 5 years, we have our boys also having taken an oath to denounce forms of cultism. Yes. Also participating in court activities. In several councils, in my council, the Benue Battalion Council, for instance, we have suspended boys from the Boys Brigade. Okay. That zeal is there, that enthusiasm is there. But because they cannot serve two masters at the same time, they will love one over the other. So they have been laid aside to make a choice. So this has cut across several councils. Why? Because most of the boys at the senior section and the company section are in their adolescence, in their teens, and they are in a very turbulent period of their own physical development, adolescence. Yes. So they are being tossed around by the waves of the desires and the cares of life, and then the desire to serve the Lord. This has actually been a challenge to the boys. You know, for every activity there must be followership. Desiring this aspect. Yes. Another problem aspect in the Boys Brigade is the issue of showbiz. Okay. Politics has gradually crept in to snatch our boys from us. And by each battalion council, you will begin to notice that officers who have been trained to serve the Lord have also, in a desire to look for money, have created band sections, yes, different from company and battalion band groups. Yes. And they move from one political gathering to another, playing for politicians. You can't serve two masters at the same time. And this is a serious challenge in the Boys Brigade. And Benue Capital Battalion is seriously noted for this rascality and act. I can say so much about other battalions, but I know that also in the former Mid-Benue Battalion Council, we had boys who were playing in the Sasa group. Yes. Who also took Boys Brigade instruments, you know, playing for politicians. This is a very serious challenge, and this has increased within the last 5 years.
Excuse me, Chairman, I would actually want to chip in and probably ask you a question on this very issue of boys playing for politics and all of that. I mean, I have been faced with maybe some certain questions from boys whenever we try to condemn this act of them playing out to actually get money, to probably take care of their needs and all of that. So, is there anything wrong with these boys learning how to play these instruments in the Boys Brigade and then going out there to use it as a way to probably earn money, especially with their instruments, not our instruments, their instruments? Is there anything wrong with that? Are you trying to condemn it completely?
The focus of every Christian is the godly character and the manliness. The Boys Brigade is concerned about its objective, which is the advancement of Christ's kingdom. Irrespective of what you do, no matter what philosophies that justify it, at the back of your mind, does it serve God? Does it glorify the Lord? Does it edify the Lord? If it does not answer these questions in affirmative, it does not matter any justification. And I also want to remind our audience
that the work of God is done by God and God alone. He provides resources for this work. So, people or boys should not hide under the guise of looking for money to glorify the devil for whatsoever reason. God cannot be mocked.
Sure.
And for whatsoever a boy and a man reap sows, such shall he reap. So, the Boys Brigade has an objective, and that objective must be adhered to, irrespective of whatsoever justification is placed on the table.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yolumun, for responding to the challenges. Now, if we're looking at the challenges, having identified them, we should also suggest measures to curtail this act that we are complaining bitterly. So, why discuss in the process of the discussion, we should also be thinking in that aspect too, so that we can actually suggest to the leadership of the Boys Brigade how they can manage some of these challenges for a better improvement. But before I leave, I'll let you go. I want to actually direct this question to you. What has been the collaboration between the Boys Brigade Nigeria, Benue State Council, and the government, other organizations, and the stakeholders in the last 5 years?
Yes, in the last 5 years, there has been a serious collaboration between the Boys Brigade and the stakeholders. The first stakeholders in the Boys Brigade is the boy. And if you look at the relationship between the boy and the Boys Brigade at the state level, you will see that that relationship is there. Okay. There is a very big bridge connecting the boy to the state council within the state. And this connection spans through the battalion councils to the companies at the various company level. Yes, there may be challenges in this relationship, but that does not invalidate the fact that there is that connection. And that connection is what has brought us to where we are today. So the boy is the biggest stakeholder in the advancement of Christ's kingdom.
That's correct.
And Boys Brigade activities over the last 5 years are geared towards seeing that Christ's kingdom is advanced within the boy. There are challenges where most of these boys are unable to participate in some of these activities due to the present economic realities, and also due to the fact that churches, I really don't want to say are overburdened with financial issues, but there are so many competing needs that most of the times the activities of the Boys Brigade are not properly funded at the church level because of the competing demands of the lean resources of the church. The second stakeholders within the Boys Brigade are the officers, who are saddled with the responsibility of, bringing down whatsoever training they have received to inculcate in the boy to improve his relationship with God, which advances his kingdom. That relationship is also cordial. That relationship is also intact. Now, the state within the 5 years have not failed in its responsibility in providing trainings.
Yes.
Could they be basic 4 trainings? Could they be leadership trainings? Could they be music trainings? Could they be Bible study? I think there is no state program that has eluded this category of stakeholders. And the state council most often is looking at these stakeholders to provide leadership, to provide direction for the boy. Yes. Then we also have the next group of stakeholders. We have our patrons. The patrons have consistently, maintained a relationship with the Boys Brigade State Council.
Very well.
In their provision of resources to ensure that the activities of the Boys Brigade are being run without being hurt at any point in time. I want to give kudos to our patrons for making provision for a mobility to ensure that the SSO is able to effectively, attend to the needs of the Boys Brigade. And also not just provide a vehicle, but also regulate, the usage of that vehicle. It is one thing to provide, it's another thing to put it into proper use.
Yes.
I think we need to give kudos to our patrons.
I think our patron is supposed to be smiling.
Yes, he's actually smiling.
This group of stakeholders at the company, at the battalion level, at the state level, most of them are advanced in age. I think there is there is an insignificant fraction of patrons that are less than 40 years.
Yes.
Most of them are 40 years and above. They're in their 50 years, they're in their 60s and 70 years. That translates to the fact that most of them are retirees.
Very well.
In the lean resources that is coming into their purse, they are also ensuring that the work of God is done through the Boys Brigade, and by contributing their quota in accordance to their capacity. I think this group of stakeholders have really done well.
We say kudos to them.
We say kudos to them.
Yes, very well.
The government, as a critical stakeholder, has completely failed in its responsibility in providing support to the Boys Brigade. Let me make reference to northern states that are not Christian states but are Muslim states. There are Jamaatul Nasil groups that provide security, at mosque.
Yes.
You will see government making annual budgetary allocations to support these groups.
Okay.
The state, and I want to say this, it has dwindled, it has reduced the efficacy of the activities of the Boys Brigade.
Very well.
Now, a generation or a nation perishes if the young people are not properly harnessed. And the Boys Brigade is a youth organization that is harnessing talent. I want to say that the Boys Brigade has provided support to the Nigerian military. Get to the military and you see that 33% to 40% of the boys that man the band section of the boys of the military are drawn from the Boys Brigade.
Very well.
Go to the paramilitary and you see our boys performing.
Yes.
As we speak at present, most of our boys that are not yet enrolled as officers and other ranks in the military are still playing the military band.
Yes.
It is our expectation that the state government, as a critical stakeholder, annually during recruitment, will request officially from the Boys Brigade a list of interested young men be enrolled into the military. We expect that as a critical stakeholder, during recruitment exercises, the state government, if not at all, request the Boys Brigade as a Christian interdenominational organization to give unto it a minimum of 50 young men cut across the 23 local governments to be employed into the civil service.
Yes.
By so doing, the Boys Brigade will not be expecting the government most often not to be pumping resources, but those whom they have also employed as a third party can also contribute to the activities of the Boys Brigade. And I want to say in this aspect that the state government has failed woefully.
Very well.
We have only managed to invest the state governor as the grand patron of the Boys Brigade.
Yes.
As at today, we are finding it very difficult to invest our present governor as the grand patron of the Boys Brigade.
Very correct.
A priest who understands the ideas and values of Christian living and Christian existence. If every young man loves the Lord, Benue State is going to be peaceful. I use this medium to call on His Excellency, Reverend Father Dr. Hysen Yume earlier, to, as a matter of urgency, extend an olive of friendship and partnership and collaboration by first accepting and giving the Boys Brigade a date to be invested as the state patron of the Boys Brigade. And then through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, begin to make budgetary allocations for the activities of the Boys Brigade. And then we can build that collaboration, and together Benue State can, go to greater heights. Our last stakeholders I'm going to discuss is the church.
Yes.
Because the idea, the focus of the Boys Brigade is the advancement of Christ's kingdom. Companies are situated within churches, within consistories.
Yes.
Over time, the attitude of our chaplains at the companies towards the activities of the Boys Brigade is actually not encouraging.
We thank God the chaplain is now missed.
No, not all chaplains.
Yes.
We have chaplains who grew as boys in the Boys Brigade, who rose to become officers in the Boys Brigade and are chaplains of companies.
Yes.
They actually understand the needs of the Boys Brigade, but they cannot do beyond their own consistories. But we want to say that putting that on a scale of 10 will rate our consistory on a rating of 4. Not half.
Not even just half.
Not even half.
You could imagine that.
Compared to when they give attention to other arms of the church, like the Women Fellowship, the English choir, and all of that. There is a synergy. The boys in the Boys Brigade are members of the MEAN.
Yes.
The boys in the Boys Brigade are members of the English choir.
Yes.
The boys in the Boys Brigade are the members of the choir.
Yes.
We are serving one God. So when you begin to place one arm that serves the Lord above
Above
the
the
other,
other.
it becomes so disheartening.
Oh.
Let me be bold to say that in my own company, the elders of my consistories will tell the Boys Brigade that the Boys Brigade should not be coming to request for resources.
Wow.
They have not kept resources to be given the Boys Brigade. And these are the custodians, these are the people that are going to grow up when this generation moves away.
They will take,
To take leadership position in the church.
Yes.
What happens when all these boys are cultists? What happens when they are rascals? Do we have a church tomorrow?
no church.
No. So there must be a synergy.
Yes.
I know that in each consistory there are so much needs competing for lean resources that come, from offerings, tithes, and thanksgiving. But when we do proper appropriation, when we also augment, because the church cannot meet the needs of the Boys Brigade, neither can they meet the needs of all the other organs of the church. They support to ensure that there is a continuous flow. And I think arising from here, our viewers there, I know we have pastors of consistories, also viewing what we are saying. We'll also begin to see how a little proportion, a percentage of the budgetary and annual budgetary allocation can be appropriated with activities of the Boys Brigade at those consistories. Why they do their bit, the patrons do their bit, the boys do their bit, will be able to move without hurting at any point in time. But on the whole, there is a good relationship between the Boys Brigade, Benue State Council, and all its stakeholders,
Yes.
and particularly the church. Let me give kudos to the church for ensuring that Boys Brigade companies are established within this church. It is an idea to catch them young.
Yes.
Ensure that none of these boys is lost. Resources issues are there, but for the fact that there is also a provision and a space for Boys Brigade activities to be carried out in these consistories, we want to give kudos to our chaplains. We hope that the Lord will open doors for resources to come.
Yes.
That we can meet the needs of not just the Boys Brigade, the Girls Brigade, the Women Fellowship, the MIP, and the English Choir, and every other arm of the church that also need or depend on these resources to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Yes, you can
Please,
chip in.
can you allow me to ask this question so that Mr. Chairman can...
It's alright, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, this question was thrown to me by a member of the Board.
Okay.
Does it mean that there is no synergy between the leadership of the Board Brigade and the state government, who the government of Benue State has completely ignored Boys Brigade?
Okay. It is not, government comes and goes. Relationship remain. Prior to now, there existed a relationship between the Boys Brigade Benue State Council and the Benue State government. It all depends on the policy direction of the government. It also depends on the policy disposition of the captain of the ship of the state government.
Very well.
Now, as we speak, I want to authoritatively say that there is no good relationship between the state government and the Boys Brigade Benue State Council. The Boys Brigade Benue State Council, at the inception of His Excellency, have written several letters of investiture of His Excellency as the state patron of the Boys Brigade. There is no single correspondence to the affirmative or otherwise. That does not portray a very good relationship. We are saying that as an organization, we will keep striving.
Yes.
We will keep striving to see where we will have a seamless relationship that is sustained irrespective of who mans the ship.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's alright. We thank Dr. Oh, you want to chip in?
Yes.
Okay,
because,
sir.
I was moved to say that if you cannot get the governor, at least others in the government, like the commissioners, could be invited to come and be patrons. But I quickly remembered that during my time, so many of them were invested, and that was the first and last meeting they attended. I was the secretary, and I would call, nobody would pick my call. I send a message, nobody would respond to that message. And today, they stopped coming. Some people wear our uniform, and that day they saw as patrons, that's what's up.
Okay.
Now, one would say that if you cannot get the heads, get others, so that maybe through them the head will see reasons to come in. But, well, let's hope that they'll
Improve.
change
It's all right, sir. Thank you so very much. We believe we have all heard from Dr. Yolumun, I beg your pardon, sir, for telling us the relationship between the Boys Brigade Benue State Council and its stakeholders. We actually appreciate you for being in the studio. Before we go on a short break, I'll quickly throw this one to Mr. Harry Nyam, who is standing in for all the officers in the State Council.
Very delicate constituency.
Yes, yes, a conspiracy that is so controversial. Okay, what is the impact in the Boys Brigade that the Boys Brigade have had on the community in Benue, particularly in terms of promoting Christian value and social responsibilities? What will you have to say about that?
Well, I think, first of all, I would actually say fantastic. We have, in the course of discussions, we have touched so much of the question which you just asked.
Yes.
In terms of the boys, the development of the boys in the community. Dr. Olumo spoke about secret cultism and all of those.
Yes.
And how they actually lead aside certain boys who actually got themselves involved in cultism, and so that they decide to follow. And the ones that are in the Boys Brigade, the ones who have decided to follow Christ through the Boys Brigade, are the ones who we are actually really concerned with, to grow them into becoming better persons in society. To answer your question directly, I think the Boys Brigade has done a very wonderful job in terms of bringing up the boys in the community. I'll use myself as an example.
Yes.
I'm a product of the discipline of Boys Brigade, and there is no place that I would actually show off that anyone would actually have anything bad to say about me, either maybe I'm giving a leadership role, or maybe my relationship with people and all of that. I am out there, I'm almost public by grace of God, I'm actually known by so many persons. I am a testimony myself. So
Okay.
I would say, using myself as an example, practical example, I would say that Boss Brigade has done significantly so much in trying so hard to raise very good and competent young persons for the society and for the overall good of the general community. See, if we come to Yandike, like for example, what we are doing here, in neighboring environment, I see during the opening ceremony there are a lot of persons who, some were even trying to
Hanging on the fence, yes, I saw
them.
them.
See what is actually going on inside.
Yes.
So when they look at these younger persons, these little children doing this, they are marvelous, they are happy, they are encouraged to even join.
They are inspired to go do it. Okay.
The evangelism is part of what we are doing in the community. And by so doing, we are winning more and more and more souls for Christ, and that's the sole aim of the Boys Brigade.
That's very well. Thank you so very much for responding swiftly to that question. Viewers out there, at this point we go for a short break. We have been discussing on the topic an assessment of the Boys Brigade in Benue State in the last 5 years. You can comment on the comment section and we'll respond to them when we return the second session of this panel discussion. Thank you very much. Together for the wonderful performance by the color party this morning. The color party is being In command by Wange K, National Training Officer of the Boys Brigade, a member of Boku North Battalion Council, I beg your pardon. While Guard 1 of the session is being commanded by Mr. Mwari Wisdom of Vandika Battalion Council, and Guard 2 of the same section is commanded by Ake Dote of Benue East Battalion Council. Taking their salute beautifully, we appreciate you for this parade. Session 4 is commanded by Evangelist VT Mkavga of Logo Battalion Council. Taking their salute, Guard 1 is being commanded by Kate Uhambe of Ukum Battalion Council, and Guard 2 is being commanded by Nzunguga Uma of Benue Capital Battalion Council. Ladies and gentlemen, the color, may we be on our feet. The colors taking their salute also very beautifully. Okay, viewers out there, welcome back from the short break we took. We have been discussing on the topic an assessment of the BB in Benue State in the last 5 years of the Boys Brigade. So, viewers out there, we also encourage you to comment, like, and share this post so that whenever we are back online again for any of our programs, you will have a cause to be notified first, and you will follow the program from wherever you are watching us. Thank you for being there for us. So back in the studio, I also want to welcome you, my guest, back to the panel discussion after the short break. You are welcome back. Manasseh Lanen, I will begin with you this time. I would want you to tell us, or tell the audience out there, how the Boys Brigade adapts in the changing circumstances that needs in Benue over these 5 years.
So, thank you very much.
Can they adapt to it?
Yes. There is a saying that the only constant thing is change.
Yes.
Two things happened in the last 5 to 7 years. One, we had an economic meltdown.
Okay.
Brought about the crashing of the country's economy, and then the unemployment issue. In Benue State, as we all know, Benue State is a civil service state. That's the only industry that strives in Benue State. If you look around the Boys Brigade, most of the members of the Boys Brigade graduated over the last 5 years from different high institutions. Not only. And all of us sitting here can testify to the fact that for over 10 to 12 years there have been no employment in Benue State. Yes. Now, Benue State being a civil service state and there have been no employment in Benue State, how can boys and officers who have graduated from many high institutions take care of themselves? Now, down on the Boys Brigade, Benue State Council, to bring in measures so as to take care of their boys and officers. That was when the establishment of should I say, yes, keys acquisition now came.
Okay.
I'm always impressed with Benue East Battalion Council because at point there.
Yes.
Because when I visited them some time ago, I discovered that they had a data center that they were taking care of boys and officers of the Boys Brigade so that they can be computer literate. They have a welding workshop in Adipo there where they are training members of the Boys Brigade. In the time past, there was a workshop, a tailoring workshop that was established by the Benue State Council that was training officers of the Boys Brigade to be fashion designers.
Okay.
I understood that most of the equipment there are lying obsolete at the
State Secretary.
Secretary.
Yes.
I want to encourage those who are in leadership of the State Council to still revamp that workshop. It
Okay.
will help our officers. So with these two things, the State Council has also initiated programs to educate our officers and boys on how to be viable in these harsh economic realities that we're having now. So that is how we have adapted to the issue of unemployment and economic meltdown in the state.
Okay.
Yes, from our end as patrons,
Yes.
we announced in our meeting that those who are in positions should help with the boys.
Yes.
So if there is any opportunity like that, we should not forget the boys.
Okay, a job and opportunity. That would be very, very awesome, sir.
So,
We recommend you.
we have people that are in charge of that.
Yes. Thank you very much. We are happy hearing from the patrons that they have instructed their members to give room to members of the Boys Brigade by providing opportunities, job opportunities to them. So it's a welcome development, and we appreciate you in no small measure. Yes, Ajay, you wanted to say something?
Yes. In the absence of most of this job being visible, or creation of this job, unemployment has come to stay, though it's not a good measure. But we have another way to salvage the situation. I'm talking of agriculture. In order not to just to stay wasted, or because they say an idle man is a devil's workshop.
Yes.
So when you don't have anything doing, no white collar job, and you don't have a craft of your own to practice, you can venture into agriculture. And here, there is a lot of prospect in crop production and in livestock, even aquaculture. They are lucrative. You may have a difficulty in starting because of funds. You can access funds through banks, or you can start at a little. And if you take a farm of maybe 1 hectare,
Okay.
and grow either maize or cassava or any of the crops, at least there's no way at the end of the harvesting period you will not have anything to take home.
Okay.
And this, by so doing, you are not idle. You have something doing, and you will be putting small resources into your pocket, and this will make you more stable than when you stay idle. This will push you to go into vices that will even make God to be unhappy.
Okay, but by your comments, I am thinking you should also tell our viewers or members of the Boys Brigade how to acquire some of these things. We have challenges surrounding your response. If you say somebody should go into the farming job, where is the land? Where is the resources? Where are the input? So we should be looking at things that, yes, if we have identified a challenge, what is the remedy?
I think in a quick response to that, let me first give kudos to the former Benue Battalion Council,
Okay.
where the then chairman,
Agbo.
Officer Agbo, was able to involve the battalion into farming, to provide their food and their feeding needs in times of conferences, trainings, and both at the battalion and at the state level.
Okay.
Because of the change in climate, having land to farm is also becoming a problem. There is a new method of farming that the Boys Brigade members can also adopt. It is called the climate smart agricultural practices. Now, we have farming in sacks.
Yes.
We have farming in bowls, farming in jars.
Very well.
I'm also thinking that why we also have skills
Acquisition
center in the course of our annual camps.
Okay.
While we do Bible study, while we also do competitions, we'll begin to design our program in such a way that we will have a time where we can group these boys, teaching them climate smart agricultural practices that they can adapt.
Okay.
Climate smart is both in horticulture,
Aquaculture.
and also animal husbandry.
Husbandry, yes.
So as we inculcate this, we will seamlessly adapt. For some of us now, what we are telling the people about the change of climate is that there is no need beautifying your houses with flowers.
Yes.
Yes, they are ornaments. But because of the challenges that is posed, that the security challenges that has bedeviled, the state.
The state, yeah.
Turn your flower beds into
fans. Yes.
Plant your vegetables, plant your pepper, plant your tomatoes, plant your spinach, and all of that.
Yes.
You can make money. It is easy to maintain. Have your sacks, gather your sacks, plant in your sacks. It is less, it's less labor intensive. It is much easier to maintain, and you can also be able to project the yield at the end of the farming season, because you have control over the water, the amount of water, the volume of water, and all of that. And because of the changing nature of the economy, that we have access to inorganic fertilizer.
Yes.
You can also prepare your organic
Fertilizer
fertilizer right at the
back of your house.
Of your house, and then you fertilize your crops, and you eat more healthy crops than ever.
Thank you very much for the response given to us on the issue of conquering that challenge of inadequate land, the security challenges that is facing the state is facing right now by turning our flower beds into gardens. So we appreciate you for that intelligent response to the challenge. Mr. Harry, I will go back to you again. Yes. How can the Boys Brigade in Benue State be strengthened and supported to achieve greater impact and effectiveness? Looking at what we have said so far, how do we improve it?
I think that question has been very much significantly answered. It still goes down to the challenges that actually hits the organization for some time. We talk about the finances, and if there is so much finances or there is adequate finances which will be injected in the organization, of course. In certain areas which have already been discussed by fellow officers in the House, this money will go a long way to putting these areas into a proper shape that will in turn be in the benefit of the Boys Brigade generally. So the area of finances is there. And I think in the area of dissemination of information, that is the social media, I can see that greatly we have improved in that area. I mean, beginning with what we have now. I mean, in the before now, we didn't have to sit like the panel and praise the Boys Brigade as much as we are doing so today. But today we have it, which is actually a very good area of improving and of course strengthening the organization in the state. And again, the overall social media, I like the works of the disciplinary committee. I think it's still headed by Barrister Samson. Look at what he has been doing as regarding to policing the activities of the Boys Brigade, even on social media. Because I remember there are a lot of times that the Seke Shimaka or Barrister Samson Luga will be in my inbox and will be telling me, as an officer of the Boys Brigade, you don't have to say this publicly because it doesn't speak well of an officer of the Boys Brigade and all of that. And all of these things, everyone has had their hands on deck.
Okay.
And they're trying to strengthen. These are all little ways trying to strengthen, to put the Boys Brigade in a very good light out there so that everyone can actually see the light that the organization is shining.
Okay.
And so I think if you ask for recommendations on how it can be strengthened, I think that's already, aside the financial challenges that the organization actually has been so much need of a lot of finances. I think in terms of every other area, the organization has been thriving, like they have really been doing well. But again, I think it's important that there will be need for improvement.
Yes.
Also, the chairman, Dr. Yolmo, will definitely know much more on that. I don't know the strategies or maybe the measures that are being put on ground to improve the overall welfare of especially boys when they come together like this in camp. It's not quite well. I know that a camp is not certainly a place where you come and then you want to have, it's not like
Luxury.
a luxury and all of that. And of course also the monies for registrations are always very meager, because you can't actually just register with 3,000 naira expect to feed for 6 or 7 days. I understand that part too, but there should certainly be rooms for improvement. I don't know, there should be measures that should be laid down to actually improve on the overall welfare, because it is not entirely encouraging, even though I still admit that it is better than it was beyond 5 years that we're talking about now. So I think overall, the Boys Brigade has not been doing badly. And if we can actually improve in terms of our media reach so that we can get to, that is the order of the day today. Social media has come to stay.
Yes.
So if we can actually harness the social media platforms so much more than we're already doing, I mean, it will go a long way in strengthening the Boys Brigade in the state.
Okay, thank you.
I think I figured out that the state ESCO to oversee the affairs of companies. There should be a feedback from companies. If not, the officers in some companies, the way they are behaving is not what the boys regret objectives about. Sometimes they will have a company camp and then get something from the camp at the end of the camp and then turn it into their personal reason, which is not good.
Okay, sir.
So the companies should be checked, and we can look outside the box in terms of looking for funds.
Yes.
Like Captain was talking about agriculture. You can ask around those who have
land.
Yes, what you can do for them to pay you. You get the boys there. Every week you hold your own meetings. So if you have something like that, tell the boys that you have a place here. It goes for 10,000 naira. If you can do the work, you get the 10,000 naira. Make use of it. And then the picking of patrons. You pick quality patrons, not just send anybody and say, let this person be a patron. Yes. Just being patron in
people that have the desire to actually be a custodian of the boy.
Thank you very much, sir. I think that also brings us to this. You know, talking about strengthening the Boys Brigade, I've actually had my colleagues from other companies of the Boys Brigade, whom actually think by virtue of them attaining certain grants or heights in the Boys Brigade, they should be probably they should become officers of the Boys Brigade. But you see, there are several companies that we have people who are even more than 30. There are some certain companies that have boys who are even married that are still boys. And especially in companies that are situated in town, like Makodi especially, there are lots of. So these things, I think it kind of weakens them, because I've actually been privileged to speak to a few of them, and they say at their ages they don't know how to continually put on the boys uniform, when even people whom they are their seniors from other companies are already made officers.
Yes.
I think if I was looking at, if, like, for example, the Girls Brigade, the Girls Brigade, the officers in the state, it's completely the responsibility of the state council. They call it division or so. Yes. Only the state division actually they sit for examinations and they come and then they give officers.
Okay, you wanted to be a central thing.
Yes, where the responsibility of giving officers is
based on the church. No. Okay.
Like, I believe in that way, it will be better. We will actually must have curtailed this whole thing of little children in other, sorry, not little children, but others who are even superiors of others still remaining as boys, while their juniors will take them becoming officers, and then killing the
from other councils.
Of those who were the
is well noted. Thank you very much, Mr. Harry. Just before I allow any of the guests, we have a comment from our brother watching us out there, Mr. Nengenen Swende. He said, Benue State Council must be commended for the wonderful job they are doing in modeling the lives of the boy. As wonderful the work of the council is doing in training and others, there is also much disparity when it comes to training as compared to other states. In what way or ways can the council relate with the National Council to ensure conformity in the organization across the nation, ranging from 3 band and etc., etc.? That is a comment we have on our page. So,
Okay, let me add to what Harry is saying, and then I will land on that comment.
okay.
The Boys Brigade is being strengthened. There are measures. I want to give kudos to our chaplains.
Okay.
Before 5 years, it was very difficult for us to have chaplains camping with us.
Yes.
In the last 5 years, I can tell you, we will always have up to 5 chaplains with us in the camp. And you will see them actively participating in the Bible study. Now, one thing that has the capacity to change the character of the man is the Word of God. One thing that has the capacity to bring a man to trembling is the Word of God. There are biblical evidence to this. Now, when you see our chaplains giving out their best, they are already strengthening what has already been established. So we want to give kudos to them. We will continue to build on that.
Okay.
To ensure that our Bible study classes are more manageable, where the impact can be felt.
Yes.
We have also shifted our Bible study from night Bible study to group Bible studies that are taking place within the daytime, and with a minimum of 2 hours allotted to the Bible study.
Yes.
This is strengthening the work that was already started, and we hope that it will strengthen it more. And
Okay.
another area, new area of strength is the area of counseling. Within the last 5 years, I have noticed that boys that have and officers that have challenges within the camp are sent for counseling.
Yes.
And the testimonies are great.
We thank God.
And so we will improve in the area of counseling to have more counselors on ground to counsel these boys as they have challenges.
Yes.
You know, we have instances where a boy was counseled, his father was also counseled. You know, the position of the father concerning the boy's school had impacted negatively on the boy. After the counseling, the father has given very good testimony to the fact that that boy has changed. And his academic performance has also improved. So the area of counseling has also been introduced, and then we'll continue to also to expand on it. In relation to this, we have trainers.
Yes.
I'm beginning to think that in the course of our camps also, it should be made mandatory for trainers to arrive the camp, harmonize training that have been received from the national, and then in the course of our annual state conference, trainers should be paired in groups.
Okay.
Those who are going to take company night parade, squad drill, should be there to ensure that we have a uniform form of training.
Okay.
Of course, what happens most of the times is we have trainers who argue about training, certain aspects of training on the training ground, with so much time being wasted. We have the state training officer who is in charge of training. As he reads out a particular training instruction, the Boys Brigade is a non-denominational uniform organization. Underline the word uniform. So once the state training officer rolls out the training pattern, every trainer follows suit.
Thank you so very much, Dr.
If there are issues, to go back to the drawing board, come back to tell us that yes, we gave you this, but we hope that we felt it was the right thing, but this is the right thing. And
before you answer that question, please, just 1 minute, and then we'll wrap. We'll go to
training within the states are a recurring decimal.
Yes.
They have not been skipped. Participation has actually been low. We want to encourage our chairman and secretaries of councils and officers who are here to avail themselves to be trained.
Very well.
If you are not trained, you can't dish out the right training.
It's okay. Thank you so very much. Ajay, can you quickly respond to the issue of information dissemination and awareness to our programs?
This has been tremendous. I want to use this opportunity to salute our SSO who has been, and the PRO, which is ICT team, who have been doing tremendously well in this area. Programs are, information about our programs, training programs are given out way on time. They give us information on all our platforms and even letters to consuls. so that we participants or those who are actually supposed to.
So, in other words, you are saying information dissemination in the state in the last 5 years has been very, very great.
Very well,
so
well.
we thank you so much. I will, allow our fathers in our midst to give a word of advice, and then we'll wrap up the session. Sir. On a general note, I talk to your audience.
I want to commend the officials and the officers of the Boys Brigade for a job well done. We used to have a calendar which they judiciously followed. By the beginning of September, we have a calendar, and there has been no conflicts between programs of the company and programs of battalions and programs of the states. I think that's a good development.
Thank you, sir.
We should keep it up. And then the trainings. One other thing, we are talking about finances. Then we should be thinking of having acquisition skills, skills acquisition centers.
Okay.
Though it requires resources, but then you can call on your patrons to assist in that way. If you have good skills acquisition centers, I think your problem might
be reduced.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Our father in the spirit, the chaplain. So can you in 1 minute advise the audience out there and members of the Boys Brigade generally?
Okay, thank you very much. There is one thing the pastors and elders, they usually complain concerning founding of the Boys Brigade.
Okay.
So I'm advising the members of the Boys Brigade.
Okay.
They should engage in certain things that they will get money. At least they will have something in their purse before taking their request to
the church. Okay.
That will help them, and it will encourage the pastors and the elders to support them in any activities that they may intend to do. That is my own advice.
Okay. Community service.
Yes.
Okay, we have a comment. Somebody wants to make an input just before we draw the curtains. He said first, in the last past 5 years, there has been more focus on the boy, even though this was the cause in the past. I mean the case in the past, I beg your pardon. There has been more deliberate effort, evidence in some of the programs organized by the State Council, such as Advanced National Training Course, Junior Boy Camp, and a host of others. These programs are geared towards developing the boy and preparing them for future responsibilities. The Constitution of the NCO Assembly is a great development which enlightened the NCOs and senior section of Boys Brigade to responsibility. That has been better from Benue Capital Battalion contributing to this discussion. Viewers out there, we thank you so much for the time you've given to us. We've been in the studio for the past 1 hour talking on the topic, discussing on the topic, an assessment of the Boys Brigade in Benue State in the last 5 years. We want to say a very big thank you to my guest in the studio this evening for finding time to join us in this studio. So we would like to have you some other time back in the studio again to discuss on other topics. You are welcome.
Thank you.
On behalf of the State Studio, I am Barnabas saying thanks for being with us. Thank you.